If you allow me to read, sister, my question is in Ecclesiastes,
Yes, brother.
chapter 7, verse 7.
Ecclesiastes 7?
Yes. Ecclesiastes 7, verse 7.
Yes.
Surely oppression destroys a wise man's reason, and a bride debases the heart. My question is in the first part of the verse where it reads, surely oppression destroys a wise man's reason. I understand a wise person has knowledge of doctrine and practice it, being a wise person to act, speak, and think, among many other things. Can you please teach me of what oppression this is referring to, and how oppression can destroy a wise man's reasoning? Thank you for your answer. May the Lord continue blessing you every day.
Thank you, brother. This is talking about a contrast between wisdom and foolishness. So there's a contrast here. The wise man and the foolish man. So oppression, I understand oppression is of pressuring someone, forcing a person to do something that they don't want to do, that they shouldn't do. So, and it says here, he is a wise man, the person that is spoken of here. So this wise man, he is pressured so much, he is told, go, come, do this, do that, don't do it that way, do it this way, or that's going to happen and you need to resolve this, you need to make decisions, you need to figure out what to do. And he's a wise man, and so this person is in charge of doing a lot of important things. So he is so oppressed and pressured so much that this wise man, instead of giving a solution, he is destroyed by it. He becomes foolish. He is unable to make decisions because there are so many things all at the same time that needs to be done. He doesn't know which way to go to resolve or to make a decision. So he is destroyed by that. So no matter how wise he is and how many people come to him and talk to him and demand things, he then becomes foolish, not knowing what to do. He is not able to reason anymore. He says, well, who should I go along with? What should I do? Because some say, do this, do that. And so the situation is this. And that is what happens today. This is what we see in the news. And with wars, right? There is oppression. There is oppression of government and countries. Every country of another one calls the other president and says, you need to do this or do that. And the other says, well, I'm going to do this or this. And they all make decisions, and people don't really know what to do. People don't know what decision to make because they are being pressured in making decisions, even if they are very intelligent and wise people, because they rule countries. And so that is their state. And so that oppression destroys a wise man's reason. Now in that same verse, it says, and a bribe debases the heart. So there's a person who has a clean heart, but gifts and bribes and certain presents that are given to this important person, they will corrupt him, because there comes a point when someone will ask for a favor in exchange and will say, I have given you gifts. I've treated you well. And so now I need something from you. I need you. And what is it that you want? Well, it's something that isn't right among society. And we're talking about people here who have very important positions. So those gifts, those bribes, they then say, well, you need to do this and that for me. I need this from you. I need you to sign this document. And he says, oh, well, he has given me gifts. He's basically bought me, and now I need to pay him back for all of those gifts. I need to do something that is wrong. I now need to sign off on something that is wrong, something that is dishonest. So those gifts, and as it says here in the verse, they are bribes. When people bribe other people. And because of those bribes, the other person then is forced to accept or to sign off and make a bad decision that they shouldn't have, only because they are trying to pay them back for that other person's favor. And that is what this is saying here. So those are the contrasts between good and evil. The contrast between a person who is living an upright, holy life, but was not wise and accepted or was around people who are not doing things right. And because of that, they are now forced to be mixed into dishonest matters in that moment. So it's the opposite of things in life and the contrasts. That is what this is teaching. It is a teaching. It is reasoning of the things that happen in life and in the world, because this actually does not even happen among the believers in the church, but it happens to people in the world. That's who this happens to, because the proverbialist that speaks here in Ecclesiastes is talking about the world and everything people do, the good, the bad, the things people do, but he doesn't give solutions. We see that he writes, but there are no solutions. The solutions are provided by the reader. The person who reads, who researches, must understand and say, oh, okay, or draws conclusions by saying, well, we shouldn't do this or shouldn't do that. For if we do, we will fall into the trap. And that is what Proverbs and Ecclesiastes is about. They are very interesting books that teach us to be wise, but also we must have great understanding to do what is right and discard everything that is not.